And if this is the type of connection that you want, and I mean, if it is, then, you know, more power to you. Hello, Leo Cross Watcher. Welcome back to my channel. Princess India here if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friends. So anywho, if you're not familiar with this reading is about, it is me reading for a Leo person that you are cross-watching for. That's our first card. And I know now from looking at the comments that Leo people can actually resonate with this too. So if you're a Leo, you can stay. You know, welcome back, my friend. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you get like 2 readings, but then technically it's kind of like everybody gets 2 readings because, you know, you got your soul session. And then I'm gonna stop talking and turn over the cards. So anywho, first card out that we have is the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, I was trying to say 2 things there. So BTW, those of you who've been here, I mean, for ever since I started using my camera, you know, I'm not holding the cards up because you can't see them because my lens sucks. And, you know, I'm still trying to buy another one. You know, lenses are expensive. But, yeah, so that's why I'm not showing you. Anywho, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, which is fascinating. Ooh. And then we have the Temperance in the reverse. And the 2 of Swords. Fascinating. Okay, so cross watcher, with your Leo person, there is a, I don't want to just use a regular adjective here. There's a disconnect between you and your person, and I swear to God, I have started every single reading this way this entire month. I don't know what's happening in America. Oh, and this is for September 15th through the, 15th of October, by the way. But there's a disconnect with you and your Leo person. I would say from your perspective, it more or less sounds like a lack of investment the person is putting into the partnership. I would even go as far as to say, and this is me more or less pulling on past energy, it's more or less, it felt as if this was going somewhere, now it's not anymore, is the most simplistic way that I could put it. There's a lack of intimacy in the partnership, but I really want to stick with this thing of there being a lack of investment. Now, with this Temperance in the reverse and then going into this 2 of Swords, this is all pretty much telling me you guys are kind of at a stagnated place with them, and that you guys aren't on the same page here. I would go as far as to say that you guys feel a great deal for them, right? Meaning like you're very understanding of them, where they're at, what's going on, even if things aren't really progressing the way that you would like. And I would have to say specifically with this sounds like a situation where you guys may not literally be in a relationship, like meaning like title wise, like there probably isn't a title for a lot of you. It's like, you know, it's like one of those situationships, you know what I mean? Like it has the dynamics of a relationship. It's like you guys just aren't doing the title thing, or your Leo person just does not want to do the title thing. But it's more or less, this person disappoints you because they don't really keep a lot of promises. They talk about a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that they're not really following up on. But in the midst of all of this, it's still you more or less being understanding of them. Whatever it is that they're not contributing, it's like you're taking a stance of more or less that you get it. You know what I mean? So it's almost like and I don't even know why I want to say it like this, but it's almost like an empathic understanding of why this person isn't showing up or moving forward, you know? Now with the 9 of Pentacles we have here, man, it literally would be, cross watcher, you feeling like you're in like in this connection by yourself. However, you still feel connected to the person. And if you ever tried to like distance yourself or tried to leave the person, it's like that's kind of when it is that they come forward, if you will. And I would say, and then we have the moon in the reverse. I would also say with this, geez, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. This is interesting. Legit, everything that it is that I'm seeing here, and I'm trying to tiptoe why I'm saying this. Because I feel if I were to just say it how I'm hearing it in my head, it would sound very harsh and like brash, and I don't want it to come off that way. But in so many words, it's almost as if like you're with this person, you're dating this person, but there's a huge feeling of being alone in the partnership. So it's almost like feeling like you're the only person in the connection that's as invested and as committed, because from your Leo person, they're not really making any blatant gestures. They're not really moving things forward. Maybe if you guys talk about stuff in a future tense, it's like they'll talk about it, but they just never actually follow through on what it is that they're talking about doing or promising or anything of the sort. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you feel this connection with this person, and the connection that you feel with them is the reason why you are tolerating really the lack or the instability or the incongruence, you know what I'm saying, in the partnership, like the disconnection feeling, or their lack of how do I want to say this, their lack of taking action on what it is that has been shared, talked about, planned for, or any of that, right? So on my cross watchers end, it's more or less, if you were to completely remove what it is that you feel for the person emotionally, and you were to look at the situation for what it is, like just solely going off how the person acts towards you, devoid of the emotion or the connection that you feel, there would be a stark contrast between what you see in everyday life and what it is that you're feeling on the inside, right? So that's more or less like a signifier of what type of connection it is we're talking about here. But the why that one would put up with this, meaning if a person on the outside looking in were to see a person in a connection like this, it would be like, why are they putting up with this type of deal? And the answer to that is because of the connection you feel for this person. So even though you're not really happy about the fact that this person isn't showing up, or they're not being fully intimate with you, they're not fully investing, they're not putting a title on it, the whole reason why you deal with that or tolerate it, if you will, is because of the emotional connection that you feel for the person. So it's almost like justifying their behavior based on the feelings, because it's the thought of like, you know, I love them and I know this person loves me, so there has to be a reason why this person isn't physically showing up and committing, or, you know, loving me, or, you know, opening their heart up to me, or not sharing their soul, or what have you. So that's more or less the rationale behind why you're holding on to the connection, if you will. But it's a lot of cards that I'm seeing here that speak to emotional imbalance, emotional instability, a lack of nurturing, a lack of vulnerability in intimacy, opening up, honesty. It's a lot of cards that are about holding back and being in this connection and feeling alone in it. You know what I mean? And then we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. That's my little, I got two of my little soul tie cards here. And then the Seven of Chalices in the reverse. This is a lot of sevens and a lot of nines going on here. Hui vey. When was the full moon in Cancer? for my my binder. I don't think it's anywhere around me, and I don't want to get up in the middle of you guys reading. I probably might put it in the description box below this video, but I feel like whatever day that was, the full moon was in Cancer, is pivotal for you all for some reason. It's almost like I would say that whenever that was, and whenever that was, even if it was last year, because I don't know if the full moon in Cancer is coming up or if it's transpired, but whenever the last full moon in Cancer was, it's something that happened on or around this day that I feel from my cross-watcher people gave you guys insight and clarity into this, but it's still more or less telling me it's a need for you guys to kind of dig deeper within yourselves and really think about this, because I feel it's almost like there's a need to come to a place of clarity about this situation, because I'm just so intrigued that this reading is giving me pause, because it's so many things I want to say, but it's like it's something about this whole connection thing. It's something about this whole connection thing of and that's not something, it's not something that I could tell another person, because you know, all of us are on this journey called life. You know what I'm saying? We're all here to learn different lessons, and none of us have the right to tell anyone like what they should or should not do, just for the simple fact that none of us really know what each individual soul came here to experience. You know what I'm saying? But keeping that in mind, there's something about this connection here, right? And not saying there's something about it like in a, you know, fairy tale kind of sense. It's just the simple fact that in my definition of things, this is more or less a karmic partnership, right? Now, not saying a karmic partnership in alignment with how people usually will use karmic people in the whole twin flame dynamic. My definition of what a karmic partner is vastly different from that. But it's more or less a soul contract. So it's more or less being in cahoots with this person prior to you incarnating into bodies, that you will cross paths to teach each other a very valuable lesson, because both of you possess like the ideal ingredients to teach each other this lesson, right? Now, it really comes down to what the cross-watcher person would be looking for in a partnership, because the connection is there for a reason, like the resonance is there for a reason, but there's a stark contrast between, like I said, this connection. So if I were to be very practical and very, you know, double Taurus Gemini rising about what it is that I'm seeing here. Hello there, Leo cross watcher, Princess India from the future again. I mean, I can't necessarily say again, because I don't know if you watched the Virgo reading, because I did this in there, so it wouldn't technically be again. It would be the first time that you're seeing me from the future in the present. But anyway, I feel like I need to turn down my lights for dramatic effect. So anywho, I'm here because I just finished You Guys Extended, and I'm sure that at least by this time in the reading, because, you know, since I'm gonna edit this in there and whatnot, things have probably started to get a little deep, and in the extended they got deeper. We had to have a coming to Jesus moment. We had to have a little intercessory prayer. Okay, maybe not that dramatic, but I literally had to have a very serious conversation with my Leo crosswatcher people. Yeah, so if you're a member, you know, I would suggest to go ahead and watch the extended. You know, I would watch it and take some time to really reflect on what's being said, you know, because it's pretty serious. For those of you who you know, aren't members, and if you guys feel compelled to get the extended, by all means, please do so. A lot of people don't know, and just because, you know, I don't know if you're gonna make it to the end of this video, I'm gonna say it, like, and don't tell nobody, okay? So anyway, so at the end of my videos, I have like this little discount code thing, but like nobody gets to see it unless they watch the whole video, you know what I mean? So there's a code there, you know, you can get it and get a discount on the extended if you want to do it. And the way that I have my extended set up, when you do it through Vimeo, you have it for a month. You can watch it and rewatch it for an entire month. But I say all of that to say that I feel it's imperative to those of you who feel compelled to, I'm not going to say everybody because not everyone is going to feel led to look at it, but for those of you that do, I would listen to it at a time where you can really focus, you know what I mean, and really listen to what's being said, and to also take into account any intuitive hits that are coming up for you. I just dropped cards. Any intuitive hits that are coming up for you all as you're listening, you know. If you have a pen and paper, jot whatever down that's kind of coming up, and to give yourself time to really sit and reflect on it, because I really feel that Spirit is legit. CrossWatchers, I don't know who you are. I never met you. I love you nonetheless. But I really feel that this is a call out from Spirit to you all in a very serious way. And it's asking, it's really asking something of you to really sit and to reflect on some things. So anywho, I am going to go light some sage, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the reading. Love your face. It's more or less that the idealness of this partnership, and if this don't sound like you, then this just ain't your reading, you know what I'm saying? But the idealistic nature of this partnership exists only in emotions and in one's mind, but it doesn't exist in 3D, you know? And there's a need, if you see fit, to be aware of that, right? It's more or less needing to reevaluate a lot of things, because what it's looking like for me, just down the center of the spread with my cross-watcher person, there's a level of self-denial in reference to this. It's like all of this is happening, but it's not really acknowledging that. And I feel that for you all, in your waking everyday life, and this is just my cross-watcher people, I feel that you guys may be dealing with issues of, you know, depression, anxiety, emotional instability. You're kind of flip-flopping, you know what I mean? You can't think straight. You don't know what you should do, what you want to do, or how to do it. It's like you're just really back and forth, and you can't really seem to move forward in your own personal life, and that's devoid of this relationship. It's just like a lot of second guessing, you know what I mean? But it's more or less, this partnership is like, it's a mirror reflection of your own life, if that's making sense. It's like things that you're experiencing in your life outside of this partnership are the same dynamics that are happening within this partnership. And there's a need to really dig deep within yourself. And I'm saying dig deep, but it's just really like, you know, self-reflecting and things of the sort. And needing to really kind of look at and reevaluate what it is that you're putting your time, energy, and effort into. And if this is the type of connection that you want, you know. And I mean, if it is, then, you know, more power to you. But if it's not, there's a decision that needs to be made in reference to that, because it's a lot of stagnancy and incongruence that I'm seeing with this. And everything it is, it's almost like, what's interesting is all of this energy that's here, I can see clearly what it is that you want, because all the cards that are in the reverse of all of these were upright. to me, that would be exactly what it is that you want. However, this is in direct opposition to what you're desiring, you know? And it's more of a question of, what you're wanting out of this. And then at the bottom of the deck is the Fool in the reverse. Whew. So is this person not opening up? The Fool in this deck is all about surrendering to love, and this person isn't doing that. And if they're not doing that, then you're not able to do that with them. But anywho, Leo Crosswatcher, I'm going to go ahead and go to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members to do you guys extended. I have to do my dance party because that's going to give you the code, you know, for your extended, and you're going to get like 50% off and whatnot. But it's really hard for me to dance right now, Leo Crosswatcher, because I'm feeling some type of way. This reading got me feeling some type of way. So use the code, you know what I'm saying, to go to the extended, and I'm going to feel some type of way, wiggle, you know, because I really do feel some type of way. I love your face. I'll see you sooner than later, sooner in the extended, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at how this person thinks and feels about you. I love your face.